Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm actually going to explain my thought process and my approach to writing my book, and I'm going to use that as a way by which I teach you a very important and very powerful law of attraction lesson that you can use in your life. This is the law of attraction like you've never heard it before. Hey, it's Andrew, otherwise known as the guy who wrote the last law of attraction book you'll ever need to read, and today is a very different video stylistically compared to the content that I've been putting out lately. And I guess I'm giving you that as a bit of a warning in case this feels different to you. But obviously, before diving into that, I want to make sure to do the YouTube thing and invite you to please like this video if you've been enjoying this content, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel and that you've hit the bell notification so that you don't miss another video. And if my math is right, this is the 52nd consecutive day of publishing new content on this YouTube channel. So if you appreciate that effort alone, by all means, feel free to hit that like button and comment below, letting me know if you've been liking the content. With that said, a little quick story on what brought us to today's video, because I was not expecting to record this one, but you might remember that I interviewed Walt Thiessen on my channel, of course. You can go back a couple videos, or maybe at this point more than a couple videos, to find him. And he invited me back onto his show, LOA Today. And today was the day that I actually went on and did that interview. And I was joined by a number of guests, a number of guest hosts, and one of which, her name is Jacqueline Gates, or Jackie. And she basically was very curious about my book, and she was asking me a bunch of different questions, one of which was my process behind writing the book. And I explained it to her, and then she asked me, "Hey, Andrew, how come you never talk about that on your YouTube channel?" And I actually have a really well thought out answer for this. And, I'm not sure if you noticed this, but I know that this channel is called Andrew Cap, but I am not the star of this channel. If anything, if you want to call a star on this side of the camera, my book is the star. But really, you're the star of this channel. You are the star of this content. You are the reason that I'm here every single day, putting out these videos, showing you these methods, and answering questions, having these interviews I have with people, whatever it might be. You are the star. So for me, it was really outside my regular thought process to have a vlogging style video where I talk about myself, even if it's about the book, even if it's kind of along those lines. But then I had a thought, what if I can do this? Because, the way Jackie described it to me, it seemed like something good to do. But what if I could do it in a way that I would actually give you a valuable law of attraction lesson? So that's where we're going to go here. First, I'm going to explain to you my process, what I really had in mind and how I really went about things in terms of writing this book. And then I'm going to show you how this relates to you so that you can use the law of attraction in a much more potent and powerful way for yourself and your life. So really, and I've said this on other videos, this is nothing new for people that have asked me. I didn't write this book the way most people typically write a book, or at least the way we have a typical viewing or typical understanding of the way someone would write a book. What I did was first of all, I went through life and I went through experimenting and learning through life and experimenting with the law of attraction for 16 or 17 years before deciding to even write this. But on top of that, I gave myself a month to just map out different ideas, just say, okay, what do I really want to say here? Where am I going with this? Is this going to be just another law of attraction book? Which of course is where I said, okay, I've got to title this and I've got to write this in a way that this is not just another law of attraction book. Hence the title, The Last Law of Attraction Book You'll Ever Need to Read. In fact, obviously along the lines of, acting as if, along the lines of having a vision board, along the lines of making sure that you have your focus in the right direction to really manifest what you want. I designed this cover very, very, very early on in the process. The title was set very early on in the process. And one of the main things I did for writing my book was I would look at the cover. I'd bring the cover up on my screen and I would almost meditate on it. I would make sure that I really understood and really remind myself why I'm here or why I'm doing this before I wrote any chapter, before I put any content down on that keyboard, on that computer that I was going to share with you. But here's the really interesting thing about this. I don't really tell people that I wrote a book. I more tell them that I edited a book. Because what I did really was I just spilled words out on the page that didn't necessarily make sense in sentence structure. It isn't something that would be easily read or easily consumed. I just kind of spit it out, whatever thoughts were in my mind. You could even tell a lot of times on these videos, There's different cuts and different edits because my mind goes so fast that I struggle to speak fast enough to keep up with it. And by that same token, my mind was going so fast that I was struggling to type fast enough to keep up with it. So when I was typing down, like, the words here, nothing like what you have in the book. I mean, this is a refined version. I was just like spitting out all these different random ideas. And then what I would do is I would massage that content. And I gave this book probably 9 or 10 solid, legitimate passes. I went through the book all the way through and I fixed things and I moved things around and I changed sentences. And it was a really important process, a very intentional process where what you read as a final product is heavily edited and heavily put down in a way that it was meant for you, because I don't view this as a book, and it was never my intent for it to be a book. The way I see it is this is an experience for you. From word to word, sentence to sentence, page to page, chapter to chapter, from page 1 to page 208, it's meant to be an evolving process, an evolving experience, almost like a movie or almost like a song even, where it has a certain peaks and valleys where I have foundations in the beginning and I build on top of those. I mean, it was very, very intentional. A lot of intentional thought went into making this book, making this final product that you can consume now. And it was really a very deep, very thoughtful, very just energy consuming process. And the reason I say all this is because, again, I wonder how many people really make it a very, very rough draft that first time and then really massage it over and over and over, giving it 9 or 10 passes. How many people do that? I mean, I'm sure people, obviously, they have their first draft and they refine. But if you saw what I had in that first draft, if you could even call it that, and what it actually turned into, it was night and day. Does not even begin to describe it. I did so much here. And here's the important process. Again, like I said, I viewed this book as an experience. I view this book as a catalyst, something that you will use as an excuse where you can finally try these methods, finally get consistency, finally get momentum, and then finally get results where you get them experientially. You get them through your life experience, so that really technically it's not me teaching you, it's not my book teaching you, it's not the universe teaching you, it's you teaching you. It's your own life experience teaching you, because once you manifest through your own life experience, you are forever changed and no one can ever take it away from you. And that was really the philosophy and the style and the idea and the intention behind this book. So again, I would hope and imagine, maybe I'm just being egotistical, but I would hope and imagine that it's very different in comparison to the way other people might be writing a book, whether it's a law of attraction book, or whether it's a weight loss book, or whether it's a math book, or whether it's a fiction book or another nonfiction book, whatever it might be. I really feel very unique, and maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe I'm just deluded, but I feel very unique in the process that I undertook. But also, I want you to hear that in case you're thinking about writing a book and now you have a whole new perspective. Maybe you can say, listen, I don't have to do it the standard way. There are other ways of doing this, other ways of going about this, where I will be pleased with the final product. But with that said, and I kind of feel like I keep getting here, but I want to get to this really important point. The reason I'm giving this emphasis on how I did things so differently is because just the way we have our own preconceived notion of what it means to write a book and how you're going to do it, we also have our preconceived notions for everything else, including how you go about the law of attraction, including visualization, including gratitude, including scripting, including all the methods that I teach and other people teach, all the books that you read, whether it's my book or anyone else's, all the videos that you watch, whether it's somebody else's or mine, whatever it might be, we have these preconceived notions of the way it's supposed to be done based on the way things are described to us. And I'm here to tell you, and I'm here to remind you that you can do this your own way. And I want to invite you to experiment and find your own way. By all means, follow the instructions in this book to the letter. Follow the methods exactly step by step the way I put them. But after you've done that, give yourself permission to tweak them. Give yourself permission to move them around in different steps. Give yourself permission to do it in any way that's going to work specifically for you, that might resonate more, that might give you more enthusiasm, or might get you more excited, or might really help you get more and more motivated to do this every single day, so that you have that consistency, you have that momentum, and therefore you get those results, and you invite them in a fun way, and you're not impatient and frustrated in the meantime while you're waiting for those things to manifest in your three-dimensional reality. This is my way of reminding you. Do it your own way, or at least feel free to do it your own way. And feel free to understand that your way might be very similar to the way other people might do it, or it might be completely unique. And as long as you're having fun, that's the point. As long as you're enjoying this process, that's all that matters. All I want for you is at least 5 minutes every single day where you're feeling good while thinking about what you have or what you want or both. And that's whether you follow my methods to the letter, whether they're in my book or they're just methods that you see on my YouTube channel, or whether you're doing it your own way, your own unique way of going about this. Maybe you don't want to do 5 minutes, maybe you want to do 4 minutes. Maybe you want to do 14 minutes. Maybe you want to do scripting and then gratitude and then visualization all at once. Maybe you want to do it some certain specific way that works for you. And this is my reminder and my invitation to you to do it your way if you want to have that flexibility, to have that freedom, to really allow yourself to stretch your wings, spread your wings and fly on this, really allow yourself to do however you want to do this. Now, obviously, as you can see, this is a very different video, and staying along that theme, staying along those lines, I have some spotlight feedback that I want to share with you today, but rather than showing you a 5-star Amazon review, I'm actually going to share a really awesome comment that was on one of my recent YouTube videos. And when I read this feedback, when I read this comment, I was so overjoyed because, again, that feedback that I'm about to read for you, this is why I had my own specific process for this book. This is why I wanted to make it an experience, an actual experience that you go through from page 1 to page 208. So with that in mind, today's spotlight feedback is a YouTube comment left by Sunny, and it reads, "Just want to say I'm halfway through your last LOA book and it's phenomenal. I've been practicing conscious manifesting for 20 years, and this is hands down the best, most practical and effective book I have ever read on the subject. I am loving your videos as well. Tons of great methods. I think what makes your suggestions so effective is their simplicity and the fact that they're truly fun to do. They get results too. I use the Blitz method, using the theme of friendship to manifest more friends, and the next day an acquaintance asked us over for dinner. I used the discount trigger method while I was stuck in traffic, and I had an absolutely fabulous day. I used the pennies to millions method, and I found a dime, and then I won $30. All these small raindrops are awesome reminders that my big dreams are on the way. Thanks, Andrew." Sunny, thank you. I can't begin to tell you how much that means to me, how much I appreciate that. Thank you so much for reading the book. Thank you for using the content. And of course, thank you for leaving that wonderful comment. That really, really, truly made my day. I appreciate you beyond words. And anyone else watching, if you would like to leave a comment, whether it's feedback on the book, whether it's feedback on this video, whether it's feedback on the channel in general, or anything else, any comment that you leave, that's going to get you entered into this month's contest, where one lucky winner will walk away with lifetime access to Gravity of the Cosmos, my advanced level full immersion guided program for manifesting your every desire through the law of attraction. And this is the program where I'm going to take you through 90 straight days of manifesting methods in only a few minutes a day. So you don't have to worry or wonder about what method to do or when to do it. And you can just sit back, relax, and follow along as I guide you through 3 full months of massive vibrational momentum toward manifesting life that you've always wanted. And you can feel free to check out more about the program by going to gravityofthecosmos.com, where I have a free training called 3 Secrets to Manifesting Your Desires Faster Than You Ever Thought Possible. But you can also get a free preview of my program through my book, The Last Law of Attraction Book You'll Ever Need to Read, because there is a link in this book to special bonuses, one of which includes the first few days of Gravity of the Cosmos free of charge, so you can try before you buy it. And of course, you can feel free to check out my book by going to lastlawofattractionbook.com, which will auto forward to the Amazon listing where you can get it in Kindle or paperback or audiobook. And the audiobook is also available on Apple Books and Audible. And that is another video in the can. Thank you so much for watching. I know this was a different one. I hope, though, it was valuable to you. I hope you will use the lesson that I used in terms of writing my book and apply that to your law of attraction practice or anything else in your life that you would like to do. And of course, if you like this content, hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you've hit the bell notification. And of course, stay tuned because I've got a lot more fun videos on the way. I will look forward to seeing you again next time.